And we're all nice and tidy again. That's better. How long do you think it'll last, girls? Yeah, a couple of hours at the most. And another litter pick. McDonald's. Good morning. And what a beautiful morning it is too. The sun is shining, but I'm heading towards some black clouds. Just typical, isn't it? Oh, I'm just driving through Rame. Some might know it, I don't, never heard of it. So I slept well last night in my park up. It's 15 miles from Falmouth, so I'm really looking forward to exploring the town of Falmouth. I've seen pictures and heard it's beautiful. So yesterday was another lovely day. You'll never believe it, but while I was in Penzance, I bumped into my superhero and his lovely family. They were just coming off the beach with their dog as I was just about to take my two on the beach. So we had another chat because he'd given me some recommendations of where to sleep for that night and places to grab some vegan food, which I did. So again, thank you. And then I went to St. Michael's Mount. The tide was out. Didn't realise that it was coming in. So I walked over across the cobbled footpath. There were some places where I was like Jesus and I was walking on water. So I got over to the little island, and the man that worked there in the National Trust said it is closed, the tide is coming in and the footpath will be covered soon. But I weren't the only ones. On my way back quickly, I saw another couple walking in the opposite direction towards the little island. So I did warn them, but they still carried on. And those that think, oh, she should check the tide times, I did. It said lowest tide was at around 8:30, and this was about 9:30, 10 o'clock. So I thought I'd be fine. Anyway, as you'll see in yesterday's video, that I had a little bit of excitement. I got wet, but I didn't get too wet, and I didn't get a chance to film the dogs, but they scarpered anyway. They ran in front of me. But I would have liked to have seen them, especially Tessa, because she's not a great lover of water. So I called in at Sainsbury's yesterday late afternoon, grabbed myself a vegan burger, some bread buns, some desserts, vegan custard donuts. So I had a lovely night's sleep, and I think it's because I like white noise. Though I thought I liked it completely silent, I think when I'm wild camping, it brings me comfort to hear traffic going by, not constantly, so I never park on main roads, and I'm always set back, but you still can hear that vroom, vroom in the distance, and it helps me to go to sleep, to be honest. I did wake up at 2 o'clock, had a wee, but then went back to sleep. Falmouth. Let's see what it's like, shall we? Good. So, I'm back again. I thought I'd tell you a little story while we're all travelling together to Falmouth. I've realised it's been a year since I just packed my job in with no other job. At the age of 59, I'd just had enough. I'd got depression and anxiety with the job that I was working in, which was a parent support advisor in an education setting, looking after vulnerable families and safeguarding. And there was all a change around. They amalgamated with another school to become an academy, and the move from me from manager to manager who didn't know my role, and I never had supervision, or they didn't know what supervision was, so nobody ever checked up on me. And there were times where I had some really difficult situations to deal with. So obviously my mental health deteriorated, and those that know about safeguarding know that you should have supervision, you know, to check in with you and to check that you're doing things right by these families. So I was off for 9 months. So in 2021 I went on sick, and yay, we're in Falmouth, guys. So I went on, sorry, I'm concentrating. So I went on sick, and I was on sick for 9 months. I don't know whether I've already told you that, but bear with me. And yeah, because they'd amalgamated, the other school that they amalgamated with, they offer counselling. So I did have some sessions of counselling. I had some lovely Reiki sessions. And it didn't help because I knew it was the job that was giving me depression. So then so last March I just packed in work, focused on my little upcycling business. So I upcycle and recycle unloved fabric, especially vintage, that's destined for the landfill, and I make decorative and functioning products. So I can make door stops, aprons, glasses cases, purses, bags, iPad cases, Kindle cases, all made from upcycled fabric. So saving all the fabric that I use from going in the landfill. So even the little scraps of fabric and thread I save, and it goes as stuffing in my doorstops. So I got that up and running, and yeah, it did really well. It brought me a little bit of income in, which was good, as I needed that. And then I thought that I'd let my house out on Airbnb. I'd signed up for a year's mentoring for creative businesses. Those who are interested in that, you need to look for Mandy Nicholson, the creative genius. And I got a lot from her, and I decided to let my house out on Airbnb to bring me an income. In my Airbnb, I've got a little shop. So it's got my products there, which a lot of my guests purchase things. And then I bought a camper van, Vera. So the income that I get from my Airbnb helps me to go travelling in Vera. So it's a win-win. I'm much happier. I felt my depression lift as soon as I finished work. I know that life is too short. We never know what's around the corner, and wouldn't be sad if I died having this dream that I wanted to own a camper van and travel around the UK and possibly around Europe. Anyway, I best stop and pull up because I've no idea where I'm going now. This is how we travel. One up front, Tessa, clipped to a dog harness so she won't fly through the windscreen. And the next one, Zoe travels like a lady of leisure. Spot a bird watching. I'm parked up and a lot of men came with the huge cameras and the binoculars, So I asked them what had they seen, and it was an alpine swift. So all you twitchers, if you're into your birds, you need to get to Falmouth, because that's where it's all happening.